Hello, my fellow beaders and bead enthusiasts here on YouTube. I'm Sherry here at the Little Beading Closet. Did you happen to notice how sparkly Cleopatra's bling bracelet is? Well, it's these beautiful crystals, so let's talk about them. These crystals are a Potomac bead exclusive called Potomac Crystal Cylinders, and when I saw them online, I couldn't wait to try them out. They come in a beautiful assortment of colors, and I was really happy with the ones I ordered, and when I received them, I couldn't believe how incredible they are in person. All the facets on each crystal truly capture the light and give them a crazy amount of sparkle. The ones that I chose to use for the bracelet are Montana AB. This is Aqua AB. This is a metallic purple. This is a metallic blue. This is Emerald AB, and this is Light Sapphire AB. And when you move the light around, it just dances so nicely on these crystals. I'm considering this an easy bracelet to make because it only uses 3 beads and a repetitive pattern based off of right angle weave. Now let's look at our supplies and begin. The supplies I'm going to show you for this bracelet are based on a 7-inch bracelet. Cylinder beads, and you'll need 168. The 2-hole bar beads, you'll need 105. And then you'll also need size 11 seed beads. Since this bracelet is so wide, I wanted to have a sturdy, more robust clasp to keep it all together. I chose these ornate magnetic fold-over clasp. I'll leave a link in the description below on where to find them. Or you could always try something like a bar that would hold the end together nicely also. Let's look at some options of thread for this project. Since crystals can be transparent, you might want to consider using something like a crystal fire line, so when you go through the crystals, you don't see a dark thread underneath them. But at the same time, with this pattern, you do see a little bit of the thread along the edge here of the bar beads. In that case, the crystal fire line probably will not show too much, or you could try to find a 1G that blended well with your beads. And as always, I used black here in the video tutorial so you can easily follow along. I'm going to begin by using as much thread as I'm comfortable with at one time, because you will have to add thread later in the project. I'm going to use a stop bead on this project, so I'll go ahead and put one on, leaving about a 10-inch tail to add my clasp later. So go ahead and put one on your thread and leave a good 10-inch tail for your clasp. Begin by picking up 1 bar bead and a crystal. We're going to repeat that for a total of 4 times. So we have 2 sets, now 3, and we're on to our 4th set, and then add 1 more bar bead. Go ahead and bring that down to your stop bead. Hold it in my hand and needle into the other hole of the bar bead here on the bottom. We're going to go ahead and put 1 crystal between every bar bead. So I'm going to pick one up and just continue that until I get to the very last bar bead, adding 1 crystal between each bar bead. As you do this, you don't have to pull your thread all the way through. You can just add some and then pull all the thread at the end. Again, I'm going to pick up my work, holding it in my hand. I'll pick up an 11, a bar bead, and an 11, and needle into the opposite side of the bar bead that my needle and thread is coming out of. Don't worry about the slack in this row too much at this time. It will come together neatly as you work on the next row. enter and needle through the 11 on the end and through the bar bead. Now we're going to be picking up a pattern of a crystal, a bar bead, and an 11, and needle into the bar bead here on the left. Picking up one more 11 and coming through the bar bead here on the right. Again, it's the pattern of a crystal, a bar bead, and an 11. Needle into the bar bead on your left. Pick up one more size 11 and needle into the bar bead on your right. Pull your thread through. We're going to repeat that with pattern, one crystal, one bar bead, one 11. Needle into the bar bead on your left. Picking up one more 11. Needle into the bar bead on your right. So again, it's the pattern of one crystal, one bar bead, and one 11. Come into the bar bead here on the left. And picking up one more size 11, come into the bar bead on the right. Now I'm going to turn my work, picking it up with no beads on my needle. I'm going to needle into the other hole of the bar bead. Now we're going to pick up our crystals and put one between each bar bead. There's one. And continue all the way down until you get to the end bar bead. Easy enough. We're going to have our last crystal and come through the bar bead here on the end. Again, I'm going to turn my work so my thread is coming out facing me. I'm going to pick up one 11, one bar bead, and one 11, and come into the bar bead here on the left. Through the 11 on the end and up through the bar bead. Now we'll pick up that same pattern, the crystal, the bar bead, and the 11, and needle into the bar bead on your left. Again, pick up one 11 and come through the bar bead on the right. So it's the crystal, the bar bead, and the 11 into the bar bead on the left. Picking up one more 11 into the bar bead on the right. So we have a crystal, a bar bead, and an 11. Needle into the bar bead on your left. Picking up one more 11. Come back through the bar bead on the right. Again, that's one crystal, one bar bead, and one 11. And needle into the bar bead on the left, which is also the one here on the end. Picking up one more 11 and needle through the bar bead on the right. Now I'm going to set my work down, turn it towards myself, needle into the bottom hole of this bar bead, and I'm ready to work on the next row. I'm going to repeat that until I have enough length for my bracelet, minus the length of the clasp. So I continue working on the rows of my bracelet until I have enough length for my wrist, minus the clasp, and then I'm exiting right here at a bar bead. I'll be ready to work on the edge. Exiting this bar bead here, needle into the other hole of it. Through the 11. Through the bar bead. Through the 11. And back into the bar bead. Come through your 11, and then we're going to come back up through the bar bead here on the end. And again, come down into this hole of the bar bead. Go through your 11. Up through the bar bead. Through your 11. Back through this bar bead. Through the 11 underneath it. And back up into the bar bead. And then into the next. Coming along the edge and reinforcing each right angle weave that you come to will just secure the bracelet and give it extra strength. Now that I reinforced all these right angle weave units down this edge, you'll notice that this edge is a little stiffer and closer together than this edge. But we're going to bring our thread through this end bar bead and all the crystals and bar beads until we come to the other side. Repeat the process of securing these right angle weave units with one more thread path down the other side. I retraced all the right angle weave units down the edge of my bracelet, and coming out of this bar bead here, I'm just going to needle through the other end of the bar bead. I'll pick up one size 11 seed bead and come into one of my clasps. This clasp has 2 holes, so I'll come through one of them, and this will come up next to my work. And then there's a little channel here on the underside of the clasp. I'll pick up 4 of the size 11 seed beads, so I'm covering my thread, and they'll lay inside that channel and come back out through the other side of this clasp. So this will come up next to the bracelet here. I'm going to pick up one more size 11 seed bead and come through this middle bar bead. Now my clasp will be sitting on the edge of my bracelet just like this, and I need 2. So again, I'll pick up one size 11 seed bead, come through the clasp, and I'll pick up 4 4 of the size 11 seed beads, and they're going to cover the thread and sit in this channel. So I'm going to needle through there. They're magnetic and wanting to stick together. There we go. I'll pick up one more size 11 seed bead and come into the bar bead here on the end. Pulling everything snug next to the bracelet. I then will come down through this set of bar beads and crystals to get to the other end. I want to retrace the thread path for my clasp, making sure that they're nice and secure next to the bracelet. And they're magnetic, so they're wanting to stick together. Try to keep them separated for now. Coming down here to the other end. And I'll just retrace the thread path, securing the clasp. And it's looking good so far. Now that I retrace the thread path for my clasp a few times, I'm going to come along the edge, retracing the right angle weave and adding a few half hitch knots to end my thread. After I complete this side, I'll attach the clasp to the other end in the same fashion. Thanks for watching this tutorial on the Cleopatra Bling bracelet. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, I hope you have a beautiful day.